Okay, how we doing out there? First things first. My name's Kenneth Bird. My company is ILEG Technology Screens. I am basically sizing up what size screen I want to use outside when we're basically all over the place doing demonstrations. Ooh. So I'm thinking about a 12 by 12 inch by 12 inch is a good size screen take with me when I want to do demonstrations anywhere I want to go. This is the usual size that we have right here. This is the usual size that we have. When usually out doing the demonstration, this is a much larger size we have right here. And I think this is the perfect size for me to have this in my bag for me to take to go to A to B. Now, as for the water bottles that I use to hold my screen in place, that is now going to become a thing of the past because I just found where we can get clamps. I have in the bag, I can carry the portable charger with no problem. And I've wanted to go outside and I went to overlap. Oh no.
Shop Etsy for special birthday gifts, like personalized jewelry to celebrate your people. Go on a
Alright, so I figure since we got the power unit, we might as well do the 50 units here, because we're not going to need that. We put the power unit, we won't even need half the stuff that we have in the bag. Alright, so I'm going to make a block version of the other screen, get that done, so we have one of those for you to show off. We won't be making tape anymore, so that's a no-no. And data cable we're definitely going to need, and this projector can stay behind because we'll be using a 300 lumen instead. It's a good size, but I'd like to have a 10 by 12 to give it more of a 16:9 kind of look to it, but I'll take that. That'll work. I'm not gonna take this one because the one we have is black. The one I have is black. We need to take this one. So this one can fit in black. And we have the surge protector, cell phone charging, and then we got that for charging my stuff. And power cord. That's everything I need. Okay. This should carry my battery pack in. That's pretty much all we need. This is culture protection. So I will be taking the black technology we have over there. That will be going with us. Two versions of the invisible, actually three versions of the invisible. One's actually color, invisible technology. Alright, which one are we taking on here? Because one of these ones are not activating fast enough. I do not want to watch all that. Color technology, fluorescent technology, I'm taking several with me. So I can go on. The first one I'm going to take is the clear and the black. So I'm going to be going to multiple locations, restaurants, every place I can go with that technology. And now we don't have to bother with the water bottles anymore because I just ordered the little feet that snap underneath the bottom. It allows the screen to stand up by itself. That'll make it look more professional. Definitely taking the Cumi with us on the demonstration. And the battery bank unit I have is small, but it'll power up with 200 watts. And these are 65 watts. So I have enough power to power that up. Plus on top of it has a quick charge on it, which allows me to charge up the battery bank unit extremely fast, charge my cell phones and anything else we need. So it's a portable, perfect portable station to take anywhere I want. I can't wait. I can't wait to get out. And hopefully Sunday, if we have a good day, it looks like we are, we're taking the big screen out. The big 36 by 20, or sorry, 24 by 36 are going out. I have stands I just ordered for them. No more office for a while. This is going to be great. I'm so tired of being in the office. I just want to go out somewhere and do demonstrations. I'm tired of being inside period doing demonstrations. There's no challenge anymore. This isn't. I had so much fun outside. I have so much fun. I don't want to be inside and do demonstrations anymore. I get to talk to people. I get to show off the technology. That's the most important thing. I get to show the technology off to everybody. No more being trapped inside. In the wintertime, I'm going to have a ball. These screens, the bigger ones, require the bag over there. This right here, I can take anywhere I want. I just bought a bag that basically everything can slide in. All those are slide into a little bag. I can take it wherever I want. That's the black screen paint. Our technology. Also, we'll be taking out the gray and the white. Just to show you at the end of the day that it doesn't compete next to our technology any whatsoever, and it's a downgrade to have a gray screen. Next to that black technology, gray screens don't exist. As you can see at 300 lumens, they don't read. I go through this all the time. When I go to form site, the first thing I get is, oh, your projector's sitting too close to the screen. I said, even at that distance, a gray screen can't see it. So I show them, and they leave the room. I've done this one already. I've had a 5,000 lumen projector, Chrissy LWU505, and I put that thing 3 inches from the screen, sorry, 3 inches, about 2 feet from the screen. 2 feet from the screen at 5,000 lumens, and the gray screen didn't read it. It can't read. So at 300 lumens, can't pick it up. Look at the massive difference. Now I got to go to a form site already. They do gray screens in there to show them the difference between our black technology. Because the first thing the person says, oh, your white levels don't kick high enough. They haven't seen this thing outside at 300 lumens reading. But I let them talk. That's what I usually like to do. I like to let people talk, run their mouths, whatever, and I just come out and kick the chair from underneath of them. So they're rambling. Let them ramble. Let them talk. We're going to see that in a few minutes. So no matter what projector we buy, what we get, what we have in our arsenal, red screen, gray screens can't read it. They can't pick it up. They can't see it. And the technology we have here picks up to a tremendously high white level. So since they pick up really high white levels, that means that the gray screen can't compete with it. It pulls 100% contrast, means the gray screen can't see it. Oh, those are those black burgers, man. I gotta find me someplace down here who has those blackberries. Burger King did have them. They got rid of them. I don't know why they got rid of them, man. They were good hamburgers, man. I had wished I had just basically went in the store and got them. I got them on the date and canceled them. They were Halloween burgers. They were amazing. Oh my god, those hamburgers were so good. I literally would gain 300 pounds on those hamburgers. That's how good they were. I would gain 300 easy on them. I would have a hamburger every day, literally. It was that good. It's a good thing they did go out. Cheap. That means I wouldn't. I'd be addicted to those, man. I gotta find you one. The Burger King had the bun soaked in A1 steak sauce. I don't know how they did that. It's freaking amazing, man. The cheese was black. It's amazing. They always do that. Why did they get rid of the good stuff, man, and then keep the crap up in the day that nobody wants? Like the McRib. Or the Popeye's chicken sandwich. Or hot items are good. Now, when you do gray screens out there, that's just online. Because nobody out there at the end of the day cares about a gray screen. It's a white screen. Everybody's got white screens out there. That's what they care about. So we have to do half in white and half in black technology. But we do the gray because it's going to be online and allows people online to see it. Yep, that's how much you lose over gray screen. You don't read. That's why they're in dark environments all the time.
There are moments that shape futures that are unforgettable today.
Let's see a little TV so loud. No, I want to. I think I'm going to do something. Go too loud. It's not just his paint. There's any gray screen, whether it be certified, ambient rejection technology. If it's gray, it can't read. Got to read that black level. That black level is extremely important. You have to really pick them up. See the difference in the buffalo here, wherever that is at the end of the day. Look at the green. All that, you're missing all that from your projector. That's why they constantly tell you to calibrate, because they know the colors don't come in correctly. They know that. That's why they tell you to darken the environment. Don't be in roll-lit environments. We do that. We don't roll-lit environments. Screen washes out. I'm not just talking about one person because we have their product here. I'm talking about every single gray screen on the market. It doesn't make a difference what it is. If it's gray, it can't read. I can buy 6 gray screens. I guarantee every single one of them fail. So you're going to tell me that a gray screen is going to read a 1% black level? If that's the case, let's go to court over that. You know you can't do that because you have to lie. You can't do that. So you already know the person who makes these products and whoever makes a gray screen at the end of the day knows that they have to darken the environment, high-powered machines, and they're calibrating. So if that's the case, that means what's the problem? You can't read a black level? You can't read it. You can't read it, you don't operate. That's the color. You end up like that next to our technology. I don't have to get your product over here and just get you to sign a contract. That's all. Go sign the PDF contract and let's go to court. And you convince the judge at the end of the day and everybody in that courtroom that you're reading a 100% black letter about that technology and it's not needed. That's another thing too. You have to prove it's not needed. So that means if that's the case, you should be able to operate in the same environment that black screen can operate. This is why we get the complaints at the end of the day when people say, "Oh, not ambient light rejection." Then you shouldn't be, at the end of the day, if you're not ambient light rejection, you're nothing. At least have that at the end of the day, even though it's going to be outdated next to our stuff, but at least have that. You don't even have that. Can't be stuck in a dark environment all day long. If you want to be doing business with churches and schools and all that stuff, that means your stuff has to be some form of ambient light rejection technology. But not only that is you're going to have to read the contrast levels, because in a church, guess what? When they bring up the text comes up in black, not gray. You need all that. Wrong unit over there. What the heck am I pressing over here? My mouse can keep over here. Wrong unit. Wrong mouse over here. All right, let's get that. Why don't you turn out the lights? You can turn the lights out. It's not a problem. It'll still be able to read better. How about you guys turn on the lights with full contrast attached? That'd be nice. Commercials don't read. It's a basic 300 lumen projector. That's it. And we can't get it to read off a gray screen. That's literally how bad the colors come up. Now I can set this little setup in one of those showrooms just like this on a 300 lumen projector and clearly show that a gray screen can't read. Put it in the network room, the wall sees it. Simple teleprompt that says that gray screens don't read. They're old screens. So if you have this on your wall, if you painted this, if you bought this in the day, you downgraded your projector already. Where we at? We have microphones on this side? Oh yeah, we definitely have microphones on this side. Thank you. Simple. "4K Snow Screensaver Cottage." So this technology can read a contrast level, a white level, extremely high, which means it produces better color, it produces amazing white levels, and the contrast levels are completely untouchable. It can absorb tons of light. As you can see, the light we have over top, we got everything on. So how can a gray screen, any gray screen, compete with that technology, which is our black cinematic? Skyworth food demonstration. See if they got or they butchered us. Nope, let's try again. Skyworth food demonstration. We'll take the long way. Now, this whole little setup right here, I'm going to be out there with it, showing it all. More of a white one and a gray one. I can do this in the park. And you know what these things look like? Our technology can read. That will not be able to read. I love the customers that contact us and they'll talk about how their screen looks amazing. Well, why are you talking to me? Why are you reaching out to me at the end of the day? Why did you call our number? Why are you contacting me? If it looks amazing already, we're good with it. Because there must be some reason you called us when we're done. And they go, well, you know, it doesn't produce, and I can't see the contrast level. Here we go. Don't tell me off the bat it looks amazing, because you know it doesn't look amazing. That's why you're contacting me, because it doesn't look like that. That's the first thing I was asked when they came in. It was like next to white surface. They didn't say gray, it said white. White screen doesn't exist next to one of these. And then they didn't have a chance with it. Massive difference. Every time I meet somebody wants to do something with the company, first thing they ask is what's the difference with white screen. White screens don't register and stuff. It doesn't exist. White screen doesn't exist. I'll back up everything I say. I can do that. Without that technology, a white screen doesn't even exist, as you can see. So a white screen doesn't exist, and a gray screen doesn't exist next to it, which would make this screen paint more superior. And since it has the ability to take out certified screens, it makes it very superior technology. Mind you, I'm going to be all over out of town with this setup, showing the screen off everywhere I go. That battery pack's going out. My projector go anywhere I want to go. I've got a lot of places on the show. Now the daytime screens, yeah, we'll be out there with that technology. Plus I can go back out in the afternoon, do some demonstrations, I can go back in the evening. But our black technology doesn't read outdoors. That's why it has an ILEG technology, and the other one has sun fusion, which does. So in the morning time we'll have the sun fusion out, because that's what we usually use that. And then right around the time where our screens fire up, we'll take that out with the gray screen and the white screen. We're going to do a splatter screen. Oh, we already have one. It's right over there. Actually, it's right here. Still looking for that gray screen. I'm going to turn my screen on the watch screen. That's a long system nowhere. Alright, beat the brakes off of that right there. Where's my other container? Not even close at all. So I've seen people fake these demonstrations on CUNYs. What they'll do is they'll darken the environment. No screen involved, just standalones. Saying, hey, look, we can pick it up. And you're not picking up jack. We can see that on our end up from the door. I'm an expert in the field. I can tell if your screen's reading or not. Screens don't read. LG, beta fish.
Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max. Together for $16.99.
Right in the middle. Now I'm having a survey set up. Do a big screen, do a gray on one side, black on the other. Put two clickers up there. People decide which screen looks better. I'll bet you $100 to get all the clicks. Oh, they're right now I'm trying to pick a gray screen. Look at it. Look at the pros on. It's not even there. Not even there. It's not even picking up the 100% black level. But you have to read. It's an OLED demonstration. I don't even know how people skip that in demonstrations. And go, well, I guess you don't have to. Yes, you do. It's an OLED demonstration. That background's supposed to be 100% black at all times. So what we'll do is we'll set up a screen and we'll let the people decide. When we set the network room up, we'll let the world decide. Those of you who have gray paint or gray screen that can make a difference, that's really what you pick up right now. And you already know it already, because I'm pretty sure you turned the lights on with that paint. Or screen, I'm pretty sure you did. And you got that right there, I guarantee you. Sony pinball demonstration 4K. Give us what we wanted, and they skipped us on everything we asked for. Yes, they did. Sony pinball demonstration. So everywhere you're not seeing that's black on the gray screen, it's supposed to be black. You pick it up the exact same brightness and everything. Scan with the contents. Okay, all these contrast levels. I mean, Amanda backs it up. Any company that makes gray screen, I don't care what shade you are, any screen paint maker at the end of the day, if you feel that this is a hoax, not true, you can go to court and settle it. I guarantee you will find out that your product doesn't do it as you think it does. I think the first one I'm going to do some demonstrations on is Goose Screen. I'm going to go from their max to the lightest one that they have. I'm not going to get 3 samples. If they don't hear me, they're probably going to say, no, heck no, we can't have you go near that. But let's see if we can get 3 samples out of them and show you at the end of the day. Blue Screen happens to be the top screen paints of all screen paints. Because of the leaders, those are the ones who started it first. So we did it already before, but we'll do it again against this technology. At 300 lumens in this environment, we have all this light. And they should be able to register exactly like our screen. They should be able to read a 100% black level in our demonstration. That's why we have those contracts there. Those contracts because we have people online that really do believe, we call them cult, great cult members. They really do believe at the end of the day that their screen actually sees a black level. They believe it, honestly. So we have to dip them into reality. We have to bring them to a courtroom and have them sign a document and say if they lose this, they can lose some money out of this. But they don't want to go now. And that means you don't have much faith in your product, right? That's what that comes down to. Do you have faith in your product? The product that you're selling to your customer, how much faith do you have in it? Not the faith because you see dollar signs. Faith because you can actually back that product up 100%. How much faith do you have? So we're going to be challenging companies for court. Gray screens don't work. I don't care what you get. Certified, fixed frame screen, motorized projection screen, don't make a difference. You don't work. If you did, I would see demonstrations of you pulling up in fully lit environments instead of this washout nonsense. And people get mad at me, but no, but it works. Well, turn your lights on. Why are you in the dark? Why are we in the dark trying to prove that you can pull contrast level? That's a fail. I must have been on the phone the other day with 13 people and had gray screens. The first thing I can do is turn your lights on for me and throw a star filter on. None of them did it. What are we doing here? Are we lying to the customers and telling them that it works? And then when it comes to people like me, it doesn't work? Okay. And get yourself a lawsuit. Don't worry about that PayPal now. It's described. If someone decides to skip that, and they can, and they take you to small claims court on that, you'll get 12 grand out of you. You know why they take you for 12 grand? Because they can get it. It's easy. Because they know you can't back that thing up. I can literally get every gray screen right now. If I take the small claims court, I can get it for $12,000 a pop for each one of them. There's a lot of them out there. I can accumulate a lot of money real fast. Now, what are they going to say about our technology? Oh, but your screen doesn't read high white levels. Oh, yes, it does. Right next to your screen with no problem whatsoever. So I can beat that one, too. And I can operate in better light than you guys can. And outside. I've never seen any of my demonstrations that my black screens pull 1% white level. Never stated ever. Because you can't. There's a sacrifice field in there. That's why. But gray screens have stated they pull 100% black. That's why you darken your environments. That's why you get inky projectors to try to fool people that you're reading something that you know darn well you can't. And if your faded images pop up on the screen, you automatically think that's a win. It's absolutely, the picture quality is absolutely horrible. Now look at that right there. Look. Look at that. How would you read that? Now I got customers who understand the assignment, and they know at the end of the day that you can't read that. Let's put a white surface next to you. See how much of an improvement that you're giving to a white surface next to your product, next to ours. Now, you do give a little bit of better, darker shade next to the white surface, but look at our technology next to the gray screen and white screen. No match. So I'm going to do a striped screen just like this to take out on display. Get my consent forms so you can see the reaction of people who sit there and look at these screens and see which one pulls the better black level. That'll be us. The white screen is going to cost you money because you need to spend more money or get a projector to fix the mess, which you're not going to be able to do, and you're going to have to darken the environment. The gray screen is going to cost you money also too. Both screens are going to have to be calibrated. Both screens have to be in dark environments, and both screens don't do well outside. Neither is both screens ambient projection technology. And if you think by getting the gray screen, you upgraded your screen, you actually downgraded it. A little less than the white screen, but you still downgraded it. So I'm going to do a nice little recording promo of this. I'm going to do a short one for the forum sites and the other places I got to be at to show them the difference of our technology versus white, gray, and then our superior technology there. At 300 lumens and a fully lit environment. So I'll come to life and stretch our screen. That's when you do those demonstrations called the benefit of a, I don't want to come off, the benefit of a white screen versus a gray screen. Problem you have there is that you don't turn your lights out in the demonstration ever. Lights have to stay on. They do that because their contrast levels are really weak and they know they're going to fail. Color's going to fail dramatically. But that's why to strengthen the screen, they put it in a dark environment. That's why you don't often turn his lights out. You're not supposed to do that. That shows you the comparison next to the white screen being next to ours. Gray screen got theirs, and we got that little sliver in the middle.
Co-pilot, I bet my daughter an ice cream that sails faster than a slug. Am I gonna win? You might be treating your daughter.
And this is the surface I'm going to set up for outside and inside and so forth. Now, was I planning to do this? Nah, spirit of the moment. I usually do something like that all the time. So out of nowhere, just do something crazy on camera. Especially if I'm talking about a gray screen, I like to back it up. I don't like to sit there and say something without backing it up. So that's what I do. Put that up there, put a white surface next to it, and boom. Shows you how amazing our surface looks next to a white and gray screen. On 300 lumens, a $40 projector that I paid for on eBay. That's how much my projector cost me, $40. So without our technology, that QME is useless, as you can see. Gray screen ain't helping it. Look at that, look at that. Wait, look at that. Look. Gray screen's not helping it. Not my QME. My Q2 and the white surface ain't doing jack. But our technology in the middle looks absolutely freaking amazing. I leave that there. I like to leave an impact in the brain. Show you how badly your screens are reacting. That's pretty bad. But we got ABS forms a lot, showing the difference of our technology. Now that black screen is gray screen is supposed to be the 100% black level that's surrounding those pencils. Now how do you guys skip that? That'd be a very difficult demonstration to do. Oh, you turn the lights out. That's what you do. That's how we fix the problem. Sit in the dark all day. And then make up excuses by saying, oh, screens are meant to be used in dark environments. Not when you sit in a commercial and you're running ultra short, those you won't. Oh, let's have a little fun here. Well, first we get past this. Can't read the blues. That's not going to pick up. Only we can read it. Now I find this, you guys constantly get mad over the star field. You can't skip this. It's a part of it. You know, your whole projection system you have here, it's supposed to be designed that anything that you run through this projector is supposed to look good on your screen. You can't just skip entire environments that, well, we can't do black on here because it's going to make the projector screen look bad. I couldn't imagine sitting into one of those freaking meetings at the end of the day. I'd just be looking at people like, what did we just say? So wait, we're going to skip all of the black demonstrations because it's going to make the screen look bad? You still got to read that. "4K Snow Screensaver Cottage." Try again. "4K Snow Screensaver Cottage." Now, if we don't skip the white levels in our demonstrations, how come you guys skip the contrast and black levels? Still can't turn my screen unwatchable. Look at that. White surface next to my screen. So I find it interesting. We do all these demonstrations, outside, inside, 300 lumens, 50 lumens, on showing up our white levels. How come the gray screens don't show up those contrast levels? Every time we see a gray screen show up a contrast level, you're in a dark environment when you do it. Red screen. Colors are off on the gray screen. White screen's not registering, and we're the only one picking up a red level. The top of the blue. Blue screen. Screen again, can't read. White screen's not registering. Only the only one pick it up. "4K Snow Screensavers." You definitely reading this. There's too much black in this. You won't be able to pick it up. So that means any form of DJ screens, any form of abstract art in the back, you can't pick it up. And usually, majority of DJ screens are on white screens. They don't put them on grays. I don't know why, but you just don't see them on gray. You're small on a white screen, claim to be a DJ screen. Worst thing ever. Any of those flashing lights trigger off in the back, it just makes the screen look like it's a flash, a cute flash going off. You're supposed to read that black level too. That's very important. You have to read that. Let's go with Sony contrast demonstration. Gosh, I'm not reading. Sony contrast demonstration. Now, for anyone who questions and said the lights should be on, No, lights should be off. Lights should be on. That's why you get ripped off. Because they do the demonstration in the dark, and you really think you're seeing a black level on a gray screen. You're not even picking it up. Interesting. Let's play a little game here. We're going to take our screen out of the equation. And what we're going to do is we're going to darken the environment. Now, let's see, at the end of the day, the trickery that goes on when you watch a demonstration on a gray screen sitting on a standalone claiming to pull contrast level. Screen's gray. You can't see it. We can see it. See right here? That's all gray. That's supposed to be black, not gray. Now you see it? There you go. So you're not seeing black, you're seeing gray. That's why basically from basic, when they talk about your 4K and 1080p projectors, they're technically not supposed to be used on that screen. They're supposed to be used on a much darker shade of gray. Why? Because the contrast works better on the projector. So if anyone out there using a light gray screen or whatever on a 4K and 10K projector, you're backwards. And if you're using it anyway to begin with, you're still backwards because the black screen picks up. So if I turn my lights on, that gray screen should be able to pick up the exact same contrast as the black screen. And if you tell me I have to be in the dark to get that to work, then your screen doesn't work. It should work with the lights on or off. Doesn't make a difference. So let's see what happens. Let's put our lights on. Where's the screen at? Screen's not there. That's why you're trapped in the dark. That's the reason why, customers, you're trapped in the dark. That's why you can't turn your lights on. You figured that out already. Because I'm pretty sure when you bought the gray screen or painted in the gray paint, whatever at the end of the day, and you turned your lights on, your screen did that. Let's try this theory right here. Let's do this one right here. Let's go back and let's get 4K Snow Screensaver Cottage. I'm gonna loop this. I can go back to this. Now, let's see what happens if we turn the lights up. Is there a change for us? No. If you notice that the gray screen's having a really rough time picking up the detail because the detail in this demonstration is black. That's why our screens pick up a refined image where the gray screen can't read it correctly. Now, is there going to be a significant change when we turn the lights on? Let's see. No. There isn't any change at all, period. But if we go back to the contrast demonstration, you have a massive change. If the lights come on. So that means at the end of the day, your screen doesn't work. And that's why I tell people, when you sign those contracts, we walk out, I can do that to you in a courtroom. I can show the judge at the end, and everybody in that courtroom that a gray screen can't function as it's claimed to function. That if I turn those lights out, that screen right there will still be to produce a contrast, lights on or off. Still can produce white levels, on or off. Gray screen produces its white levels, but can't read the contrast, which is the most important thing for the gray screen to be able to do. Ours would be white levels. To say that our product came out on dark and unwatchable, virtually impossible because we can blend right into your screen without problem. So that cancels out that argument altogether. Therefore, you're looking at a lot of money that you're going to have to pay out. That not just that. Fines and penalties, mine. They do you fines and penalties in that section. Lawsuits are not in there. it's fines and penalties and what they're going to charge you with, and those penalties can be up to $250,000. They can be up there. And depending on how much of this stuff you sold on what you were saying on YouTube or your business at the end of the day, and you can't back up and do it, then you got serious problems after that. That's the problem you have to worry about. It's not us. We're not suing you. We sue you if we're not suing you, but we do that whole challenge thing. If we're going to court and you lose, you have to pay us. You signed a contract saying you would pay this. But if you're going through for something for fraud, you're in a lot of trouble because they're going to dig through your accounts and figure out how much of this stuff you sold if you lose this case. So if you sold $80,000, then you're going to have to pay that money back. You're going to pay restitution back. And they're going to fine you. They're going to find the daylight side, and you could possibly get imprisonment for it. That's why you don't go lying on camera. You tell the truth about your product, and you don't use high-powered machines and calibrated machines and dark environments to try to manipulate the environment to fool your customers and make them think they're getting something when technically they're not. I'll show you something more interesting. Watch this. Soccer highlights. Now, customer in the demonstration had a projector that was sitting about roughly, I say, for the screen size he was trying to get off, it's probably between 18 feet from the distance he had to pull up for that almost 200-inch screen he had sitting on his wall. So he's 18 feet. He didn't have a lot of light in that environment, to tell you the truth. It wasn't really well lit in there, as it could have been. He probably had much brighter than that. But those two windows did the job. That's all it took to take that screen out. So on top of that, he was using a very high-powered 4K projector, and he still couldn't get it to read. So his window lights were giving off the same kind of light if you were outside. Let's just get anything.
People are always taking pics of me, but they're sleeping on me.
I have no idea what that's about, nor do I care. Now you can already see the YouTube menu itself's not reading. That's another thing I see real quick too also. That when I see demonstrations of people trying to show the Apple menu, Amazon menu, any one of those menus, they come up in black. Those come up in black. YouTube comes up in black and white. There is no gray. So the first minute you start reading this out of a menu, before you know from the door your screen's not registering correctly.
It is decision time in Group B, the CONCACAF Gold Cup. All four teams are still alive for the final two spots in the knockout round.
This matters because it looks like 20 years dropping between the two center backs. Look at Morey's positioning right now. Here he's on the ball.
Here's the first foul of the game. Santos Ortiz, who been a starter, welcome qualifying, have played the first two games, and now he's down in pain. Joe Nicholson, the referee, his first foul tonight.
That's a good take from Moray coming into the pocket. No, I'm up.
Okay, I got it.
See the colors? See how the grass, look at the grass. See how it's washed out on the gray screen? Grass is supposed to be green, not washed out.
To say nothing of blood as well. Lose this game and still go through. As all four teams in Group B are still alive. And there's still the game in San Jose. It's on tackle. Taking Sheffield down in pain. Yellow card has come out from Joe Nicholson.
Some contact made on the front. And some catching right like Sheffield. So that's absolutely a yellow card.
And he admitted we probably...
Yep, there we go. The grass. Now you see that faded orangey look to it? There you go. That's what the customer read. So it is far worse because he had two windows sitting next to it. And it must have been roughly, probably almost probably about 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And he hit that screen and boom, that screen took off, it disappeared. But that's the same thing he was reading. See it now? Yeah, the screen turned gray. It washed out because it couldn't pick up the color. All gray screens do it. Or anybody think it's just him? All screens have that problem that are gray. Every single one of them. If any gray screen up there says I'm different than the other, then that's what you need to do. Do something called a gray versus gray demonstration, which means you put your screen against another screen and you show a black level. See which one of you pulled the best black level. Because we do something called black versus black. We take our product and we put it against all kinds of black fabrics and paints and all kinds of stuff to show that we pull the highest white level out of any black surface. So you got to do the opposite. Yours is gray. And we don't see you doing starfield demonstrations. What you'll do is you'll try to click and do color. No, you have to do contrast, and you have to do that in a fully lit environment when you do it. Does anyone sit here and has that argument with me at the end of the day? I'm going to buy your product. I'm going to do the test for you. Trust me, you won't like it. You won't like the results of it. And we'll take it outside. If you said your stuff works outside, we'll take it outside and see if it runs. And we can read that star field. I'm not going to show a bunch of colors on your screen and then push you out there. And no, we're going to put contrast. You have to read contrast. Because you have to come down. What makes your gray screen better than any other gray screen? You're going to have to show a contrast level to do it. Not color or white levels. That's what you're going to have to do. Any gray surface can read color. It's the contrast level they can't read. Just like for us, it's the white level. And again, Sam can't read the menu. SFEG Sun 4K demonstration. That's how we cut down on the nonsense of people saying, well, it's got to be some kind of courtroom. That's it. That's all I have to say to you. If you feel that strongly that this is all trick, courtroom. Sign the paper. That's all you got to do. Don't let me pop into one of your live streams and ask you to sign that document. Because I'll put you on blast in front of your own people. Because we will join your streams. If it's getting to the point that you guys are avoiding that contract this much, I will literally start bombarding your streams and ask you to sign the contract in front of everybody. Sign it. Let's go in the courtroom. Because you may be to avoid me here, but we'll pop into one of your streams and ask you that question. Now, you can do what? If you do the laugh mode, it's going to hurt you at the end of the day. Because remember, you made the statement that's saying that our product is such and so and so. So again, if we pop into your stream and I give you that question at the end of the day and you meet us with a bunch of last emojis, that means that you can't back up what you said. It means we're going to have a process server hit your door. Because we know we can get you for a lot of money. And you just announced to everybody in the room because they're waiting for you to say, I'll sign, I'll walk in the courtroom and I'll prove it. That's what they're waiting for you to say. Unless you're going to cut the stream. Let me pop in. Don't do that at the end of the day. That's going to look bad for you. So you have a live stream, I'll subscribe to your channel. You pop up and the stream, we're coming in to get you. I'll answer that question. Sign the contract. Give me your email address. I'll send the form right over to you to sign. We'll go into court and we'll show you that we could do this in court. And you're going to owe me $1 million. Now you can do all the laugh emojis, curse all you want. That makes you look bad at the end of the day. Sign the document. Give me your email. I'll send it right to you. You sign it. You send it back to me. I'll get it notarized and we'll see you in court. If you don't show up, then you forfeit everything. You take it out of you. A contract is a contract. You sign your name to a piece of paper, that's it. And I think that's what people don't understand. They think at the end of the day, because my name on it, no, it's a contract. Your name is on it. So what we write in that contract, it tells you that, hey, look, if you forfeit, we can still come in and take stuff from you. This, the other. Gives you enough time to read through it. You can understand the consequences that you're about to get yourself into. Once you sign that piece of document, that's it. You take that before a judge. You don't show up. You forfeit. I take it to the process server, debt collector, and take your stuff from you, just like that. And there's nothing you can do about it because you signed your name on it to agree to it. It's a binding contract. You can't get out of it unless we get you out of it. At least we won't. So that being said, that's the reason why y'all don't talk. Y'all don't want to sign that contract. But I'll come into your phone site. I'll come into your chat room and I'll answer that question. So what are you going to do when the question's answered to you? You're going to back everything down? You're going to curse, Karen? It's going to make you look bad in front of your people. I'm not going to engage in you. You start ranting. I'm not going to engage in relief. You're going to make you look bad in front of your own people. So if you want pressure, I can give you pressure. Till then, your screen don't work. Another gray screen, that don't work. Another gray screen's work. None of them. Now, for anybody right now wants to sit there and say that a launch or gray screen pulls 100% contrast, let's do this. Come on now. Let's make this fun. You know you're lying. You're just talking because you're on YouTube and you're trying to show a point. But you do know that when you make that statement, if your customer buys this, you're going to do the exact same thing I just did in the demonstration, and it's not going to go well for you. They're going to file a PayPal complaint against you. It's not as described. So either way, you're done. Either the customer's going to do it to you or we're going to do it to you. Gray screens do not work. It's an obsolete product. It served its time. It did. It did a great job. It served its time. I used to make it back in the day. But it's over. So I think the next video we're going to do for our promo demonstration, which is going to be short and sweet, that rest in peace, gray screen. It's over. You served your time. But it's over. If the government will take you out, we definitely will. If the government should take them out.
Sometimes it can feel like there's no way out of
Rest in peace, gray screen. Rest in
one
peace.
antidepressant after another, and they aren't working for you.
Till then, I'm going to be on site with the gray screen everywhere in Allentown to show you at the end of the day, no matter where we go, what setting we go in, the gray screen still won't function. Same thing with the white screen. You got a splatter screen and a white screen on every location. We take it everywhere and have fun with it. Show you why our technology is far more superior. And for the most superior game, of course, our sun vision technology. Plan to have that everywhere at 9 o'clock in the morning where other screens can't come out and play. Even if you ask permission, still you can't come out to play. Look at that. Look at the damage that thing does to a gray screen. No contest. Now you understand why they were so upset and so afraid of our technology. To the point that they broke the law. To the point that they had to do fake demonstrations against our products. I think we got to have a funeral for the gray screen. We make a proper barrier for the gray screen. It serves its purpose. I'm not talking about gray paint. You know, everything gray. Anything gray. I don't care what you are. Certified, you can be diamond, you can be elite screen. You're gray. You don't pass that technology. You can't get past it. Even the gunmetal can't go near this stuff. Rest in peace. That'd make a great commercial too. I can walking in, all gray casket, have all the gray screen companies' names on it. They go to bury it. Somebody goes like, no, it should have been me. That'd be funny as I know what, man. We'll be sitting over top of them like, rest in peace. Gotta put you to rest. I have a gray screen sitting in the back of a bar drunk till I used to be somebody. I used to be great. People loved me. Now, they don't even remember me. We're gonna have some fun with these commercials. No play for Mr. Gray. Rejected. That's just for men. Commercial about people trying to hide their gray at the end of the day. No play for Mr. Gray. Rejected. Oh man, that's a hurt piece right there. All right, so we got to do that. Rest in peace, Gray. Oh man, this is not gonna go well. Let's do this one right here. No contest. Could be worse. Could be a halo system on that thing. This is nightmares. There's one in the big one over there. It's got a halo system sitting on top of it. And we could take the same screen paint that we can literally throw it. Well, we have a halo system on it right over there. And we can take the same lamp and put it upside down on it. So light shines up to it. It's the same surface over there. Look how natural our skin tones look compared to the washed out. You can't even show multi-levels of skin levels. It's like having a color book with 3 crayons. That's all you have. No selection. That's it. Well, we give you 10 boxes and more. So many colors you're missing. Those dark levels. You got to pick up those dark levels. Very important. Dark levels.
Let's go. Now, professional. Its grease cutting size lasts 2 times longer, so we can wash it up with the pots in just 1 sink.
You know, these produce dark colors. In the dark, lying to your customers. In the dark, lying to your customers. I told you, once we get everything established and done, I got my lawyers on place. I'm going to have a team of lawyers. We're going to start challenging screens in court. Like Epson did. All that claim that you're pouring 100% black level, oh, we're going to cut that and nip that crap in half. We're done with all that mess. You lie on camera. None of your gray screens can do that. You're supposed to pick up the contrast and color at the same time. You know that, right? Not just the color. So technically, to tell you the truth, you scammed your customers. When you talk about us, no, you scammed your customers. You don't like what I said? Take me to court on it. Say if I ain't right. If you got on camera, you darken that environment, and you used a high-powered machine with a heavy inky contrast level, you scammed your customers. If you have a calibrated machine, you scammed your customers. What if your customer's not using a calibrated machine? Then what? That shows that you're showing a more advanced picture than what they're able to show. If you're using a high-powered projector and using a projector, what if they can't afford a $3,000 projector? Then what? They're going to be forced to buy that projector to keep up with the image that you're showing off. You're scamming. And that's where you're going to get you in court. We're going to file fraud charges against your company, saying that you were deliberately and manipulating the video by using high-powered machines, dark environments, and a calibrated machine to try to show your customers something that they can't even get. So we'll have a machine that's calibrated when it's not calibrated, fully lit environment, the whole 9 yards, right there. And you're going to paint my screening for me. So where's the black level at on the gray screen? Where is it? I'll tell you, Batman couldn't even find that. He's the world's greatest detective. Like, nope. I'll pass on that one. I can't find it. He's supposed to have that there. That's supposed to be there. What's going on? People kill me with that whole, you gotta be in a dark environment nonsense. Now, if you run on an ultra short though, you won't. You're supposed to replace TV with that thing. How the freak are you sitting up there in a dark environment with an ultra short throw? Baffles the daylights out of me. Dark colors.
You've been told all your life to make choices. To pick one
TV light. It's gotta be kidding me.
doesn't have to be that.
Sitting in the same dark environment, talking about TV light. So let me take it here. A gray screen can't read at 300 lumens. But we can. Can't read at that 1600 either. Or the massive amount of projectors I had in my collection. You can read on any of those. I had a 7,000 lumen projector at one point and didn't even read on a gray screen. We washed it out even worse. Let me show you something even funnier. Funnier, people. Funnier. Watch this right here. Oh, look at it. Look at this. Look at the insanity. Look at the insanity. Look at that. Where's the contrast, that gray screen? Where is it? I'm not just talking about his just gray screen alone by itself. No, it's not all him. Any gray screen. Where the frick is your contrast level, man? So if I ask you a question, if I contact your company, right, and I say, hey, look, I'm in a fully lit commercial environment, my office. I need a screen to work in here with all the lights on. And I'm refusing to buy me another projector. I'm going to keep my 720p projector, my 600 by 800 SVGA machine. I'm not calibrating it. How are you going to help my problem? What are you going to tell me at the end of the day from your bag of tricks how to fix my problem? How are we going to do this? You can't. So I got to be in the dark to get that thing to somewhat work. And that's not going to work in here. You would advise me to spend the money for a 4K projector because look how sharp the image is on ours. Look how dull the image looks here. So you can try to sharpen that resolution up because your image is coming so dull. What else are you going to tell me? Spend more money for an inky projector so I can fix those contrast levels that your screen can't read. So altogether, you're going to cost me an extra $3,000. Then I got to calibrate that thing at the end of the day. So I'm probably to bring somebody and pay them to do it because I'm not doing it. And then I got to darken my environment. How the freak that's going to work? Go to freaking IKEA and buy me a bunch of lamps and try to make my environment look lit but not lit? All right then. Then it means at the end of the day you can't help me, right? That means your product doesn't work. So if you sold me this mess and this is what I'm picking up in my office, then guess what? I'm not even going to bother with PayPal. I'm just going to go to small claims court and get you for 10 grand. Because I know you can't back that stuff up. Look at that. Look how horrible that looks. Gee, the dog's like, what happened to the rest of me? Where is the rest of me? Why am I disappearing? You don't work in dedicated theater rooms. You got to have this thing you work in. No, you can't. You got to pull black to work in dedicated theater rooms. 100% black. Got to read 100% black to work in a dedicated theater room. You said you work for Infinity Ceilings. How would that work? Infinity Ceilings are black. How would that even work? Now you just lying for the sake of just lying. Let's show some real quick. Red screen. Mr. Sun, Mr. Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please come out and play. Take all the time to wait. Make it a better day. Now I want you to look at the table real quick. We got partial light. Look at the table. Gray screens can't absorb light. So when you're in your room, in your environment, you're watching a demonstration, it's a 300 lumen projector might strike in the screen. You see that light that's reflecting off the table? You see on ours, there's no light at all reflecting? That's because what the gray screen does is when a projector hits it, it reflects light all over the place. It bounces it everywhere. It's an absorb. There's light shooting on your ceiling, it's shooting on your wall, it's all over the place. It's super bright in there because of the gray screen. But a black screen, our technology, doesn't have that issue. That shine coming off that table. See this tabletop right here? It has a nice shiny coat to it. Anything that hits that screen is going to reflect back to the table. So in your dedicated theater room, as we have Mr. Mannequin in there, all that light flashes right back to your face. Doesn't absorb. And if you were to darken your walls, it's open now. All that light's coming from that red screen. Sorry, gray screen. Less light. More light. Oopsie, dropping my stuff. Oh, over the side. Is there anything here? Oh, we do got something here. Our black technology. Here we go. This is, that light right there. There we go. More light. Now, I'm going to do my nice little setup here because I'm going to do my half and half on here and show you exactly why our technology is more superior, because I got to do a couple of demonstrations for the other site real quick. Go back to the demonstration I had. Go with that particular one for the demonstration. Wait. Come back. Trying to kick that one for the longest time, man. Can I go back and get it? Or bring it up? Man, I'm trying to find that one for the longest time. I want to do a nice demonstration. Oh, there it is right there. Maybe that's it right there. This is what I was looking for.
use LegalZoom to register an LLC and start a trust for my kid. Oh, love you, LegalZoom. When you need a legal hand, turn to LegalZoom. Later, guys.
Yeah, son's gonna have a rough time in court. And that whole, a bunch of people, we got a bunch of people, altogether about 37 people were caught up in that whole doing campaigns against our company, claiming that our projects came out so dark they're unwatchable. $37 and counting. The guy I told you we hired is still collecting. And mind you, he's not just collecting your account, he's collecting your information, because he can do that. He's a detective unit. He's a detective guy. That's what he does at the end of the day. He finds deadbeats at the end of the day. So his job is to find anyone who's out there making these statements and basically figure out exactly where you are located at so we can have a process server come to your front door and serve you for court. That's what he's doing. But just because he finds your YouTube account doesn't mean that's the end of it. No, he's going to do a deep search. He's going to figure out exactly everything there is about you so we can bring you into a courtroom and sue you because you went out and did something false against my company. You went on YouTube and spread a whole bunch of lies about my technology, which wasn't true. So this is going to cost you a lot of money. We even at right now, when I get done here, I have to send more emails out to the people. They've been flooding those accounts over there, over Mr. Williams. A lot of emails have been going out to them, showing at the end of the day, this guy's been doing all kinds of stuff. So not only is it the property management, it's the owner of the building, all that stuff. The city, all that's being hit with that email, explaining that the problems we have with the managers in that building did nothing while Mr. Williams continued to stalk and make claims of basically raping me. It's bad for them. It's really bad. Right now, they got to be at his door screaming their heads off because someone's going to lose their job over this. But hey, mind you, if you're caught in this nonsense at the end of the day, that means that once you are basically go through that courtroom, that means everything that happened in the courtroom goes up in public domain, which means your family members, your friends, and all that, even your kids are going to read about what you did. It's going to be public humiliation, including the lawsuits, because they're going to find out about it either way. Some of you are looking at divorces. I can tell you that right from the door. If your wife finds out that you ruined their entire family household over something like this because you have an ego issue, I guarantee you, you're lucky if she stays with you. But that's not my problem at the end of the day. My job at the end of the day is to figure out where you're at, where you live at, and so we can get a process over to your front door to get your behind in court. And then that way, all that nonsense you were talking on YouTube, you can explain in front of a judge. That's how that works. That's my job. Well, not my job. That's his job. That's what he's getting paid to do. And trust me, the guy we got is extremely good. He can find a needle in a haystack blindfold. His computer skills are really, really lethal. He's good. He's actually one of my best friends. I got a lot of IT buddies at the end of the day. And I told him about the problem we're having, put him on the payroll, and now he's hunting. And he's gonna make good. He's already found some interesting people. There are people we can't even mention their names because of these lawsuits. Now the other ones we can, because again we've been talking about them, but these other people, no, we can't say anything at all, period. If you get hit with $1 million lawsuit, you're lucky. You're very lucky to get hit with that kind of lawsuit. You're very lucky because you can get your book. There's some people getting way higher than that. They do some really dumb stuff. All your evidence, all your stuff, yeah, all used against you in court, everything. Well, good luck with that one. I am so glad I'm not on the other end of that stick. I'm trying to get people to bring me into court so we can crush them real quick. Please do. Come on, come on. Sign the contract. Sign it.
Crispiness. Chewiness.
Come on, sign it. Come on, sign it. Sign it. Pretty please. Sign it. Come on. Sign it so we can go into a court and I can have some fun with you. See you guys on the farm. You're no fun at all. I thought you'd be man enough to back it up and sign that contract. Come on, sign it. Come on, sign it. Give me your email. I'll send it right over to you. You sign it. I get it notarized. I get it notarized right here in the building. I get it notarized right down the street. There's notaries all over the place. And I'll see you in court. I mean, heck, I don't even have $1 million. What are you afraid of? You know what you're afraid of? That stuff works. That's what you're afraid of. I'm going to advertise that everywhere. I'm going to advertise any place that I walk in, and we have contracts at the end of the day that you can take everything we have from us. That's how much confidence I have in my product. And if I have that much confidence in my product, that means when we get in the courtroom, their life is over. Oh well. Shouldn't have said what you said. Who cares anyway? Oh, you do, because you're the one who have to go through that nightmare. We have so much confidence in our technology that we have a contract that you can take us to court to see if our product doesn't work. Can you imagine that kind of guarantee at the end of the day? And they can't do that because you know why? Their stuff don't work. That's why. What are you going to guarantee your customers? You have to spend money for an expensive projector to run your stuff? You do it, so they're going to have to do it. You're going to have to be stuck in a dark environment? You do it, so they got to do it. You're not going to have to calibrate your machine to get the... You do it, so they're going to do it. You can't make that promise. We can. We can make that agreement. A great screen. You tried so hard and yet you failed so miserably against all technology. Oh, 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 oh. Now, you have to get it right. We're not talking about one screen, we're talking all gray screens. We're challenging all gray screens. That's why we say rest in peace, gray screen. Rest in peace. Put a tombstone up there. Didn't I really put that up on a gray screen? I put a rest in peace. And y'all didn't believe it, did it? Now we're going to do this to you. All your screens. And keep in mind, I don't even have to wake up the nightmare under the desk. This can do it. No problem. But at least with this, you don't have to be outside at freaking 9 o'clock in the morning. Or 12 o'clock in the morning. Or 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and so forth. That under the desk, you would have to. It also has a way to change the screen and alter its color capabilities too, like the other one does. Until then, gray screen. Why did you lie so much? Why? Look at that. That right there is the king of all liars. That paint right there is called, it's the king of all liars. That's Jamie's paint right there. That's a refusal. Yep. Didn't even want to test it out. Sent it right back to me. I didn't pay $15 for it to make it. That's a refusal. All those people went out and bought that product thinking they were getting something special, and they got nothing but everyday house paint. They already made that stuff making hobby paint. That's all I used, hobby paint. And he was afraid of it and sent it back to me.
Ashley Stars and Stripes sale is going on
That
now.
sucks.
Your stylish summer sanctuary for less with Hot Buy now just $6.99.
don't know what's worse. The fact that you made it for 15 bucks out of everyday kid paint. The fact that he refused it. Or the fact that that stuff matched all his paints. And some people say, how do you know? Oh, we did the Network Grade 773. You know we had 3 screen paints up there, right? Oh, I forgot. We got to send them out paint. Forgot about that. We did send them out paint. But anyway, as I said before, yeah, we did the Network Grade 773. We had all 3 painted. They all blended in together. They blended into the Network Grade. You can tell one from the other. That's all it's paint. And that's what he was supposed to do anyway. We sent the paint up. He was supposed to sign for it on boxes so everybody can see it. And then he was supposed to paint the screen in and put it against all his products. Because we made the claim that all his paints are the same. So why would you send it back to me? I'm the last person that should have got that box back. I mean, you could have at least signed for it. Because you couldn't throw it away. You couldn't take the box and throw it away because his signature would have been on it. That's why. There's no way out of those things. If we didn't send it with a signature confirmed, he could have easily taken the box and threw it in the trash. That's all. But he has to sign for him. There's a restriction on it. So that way he couldn't do it. And that way he can't get his wife to do it, anybody else to do it. He would have to be the only one to do it. Because there's a restriction on it. Well, you might not show that Mr. Williams might get a little ooh. You've had some. Mr. Williams got problems. But yeah. So he had to send it back and he had a choice. Should have did that a long time ago. That would save you some money. That stuff is really bad. I don't pick up any contracts, nothing at all, period. Where's this yellowish tone at? I'm not even seeing, what is this yellowish tone at? Some yellowish tone, nothing there. Other products giving off a yellowish tone. Sure it is. Oh, we got apple barrel coming in. I'm going to do that test next against the apple barrel. See if we can find this yellowish tone nonsense. 99 cents. I'm paying 99 cents for, I need about 2 ounces of this stuff. Of apple barrel, silver, put against this product. Alright, let me do a promo short on this. Let me see. Jeez, it's not going to read anything. It's not reading nothing. Look at that. We'll do a demonstration on it. Rest in peace, gray screen. And for those people saying, but it doesn't make a difference. If your screen is gray, it's not reading. That's all to it. If you feel that I'm wrong about this, take a record on it. If you're telling me that you're doing the same thing we're doing in here, you know, you pick up the same thing, you pick up a black level, all that stuff at the end of the day, and you feel that I'm wrong, take me to court. Sue me. Keep in mind that if you waste my time, my kind of lawsuit's much worse. That's how that works. That's why we have the batch number verifications for our customers and all that stuff. So unlike you, our customers can return stuff to us and we can test it on camera, make sure it works very fine. Everything's batch number, everything's tested, so everything works fine. Your guys don't have a guarantee on your product. I bet the stuff, you don't have guarantees. No batch numbers at all. How's the customer going to know that stuff's going to work? How's the customer going to know that they're not just buying everyday house paint off a shelf? That's a big concern. If you have no grade versus grade demonstrations, that kind of squashes that nonsense from the door. If you're saying that stuff is shelf paint, heck, we can paint shelf, we can do it all day long. Besides, we're still missing shelf paint that we're supposed to get from somebody who never sent it, who made the biggest claim that we have it. Never received it from him. He signed for it and everything. Got a signature right there. Never got that. That's going to fall behind criminal charges in a lawsuit. So, grade screen, as I said, my statement is what it is. If you feel that my statement is incorrect, I don't care who you are who make a gray screen, if you feel that my statement is incorrect, then all you have to do is just basically challenge me in court. That's all. But you know, deep down inside, on right. You can't read next to that screen because you can't read a black level. You're gonna need that black level to work. Let me see. We'll do a promo with this. We'll do a promo with this. Oh man, definitely do a promo on this. Rest in peace, gray screen. Now, for those of you saying, well, it doesn't make a difference, you know, watch it. Our stuff is on our website. Our stuff goes to Google, on the Google fan page, all the time. And on top of it, we'll be out on the street doing surveys. Most likely be a white screen. But yeah, we do a striped screen. We're doing surveys on the street. Put a booth up, people can come in, and they can make their survey which screen they think produces better. There's a bunch of people doing surveys. We'll go to expos, we're going to do survey screens in there. Splatter screens, all that stuff to show why technology is much better. So whether you watch or not, this is going everywhere. What you're going to do and stop. Everywhere we're going to be at, you can't do that. We're going to be everywhere with this. I'm going to push this as far as I can possibly go. That gray and white screens don't work. Now, a white screen is still worth it. You know why? Because a white screen can be painted over with our technology. I wouldn't paint over a gray screen. That thing's going to cost you $50 to $100 more because it's gray, because they consider it to be a luxury upgrade. And it's not an upgrade. It's a downgrade, as you can see. So the white screen's still usable. Because again, they're cheap. You can paint over top of them and convert it to our technology. So anybody out there with a gray screen, I don't care if you're certified, whatever, I'm shooting me a nice little promo demonstration. I'm going to start visiting your form sites. When I visit your form sites, I'm going to drop these videos off. So you can see the difference between what we do and what you do. When you say you're rest in peace, this is what we mean. Your screen is obsolete now. Well, it's been obsolete for a while. All right, get my promo in here. I got a couple of sites I got to go to on gray screens and have some fun over there. All right, gotta go.